Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, welcome to TCM Talk. Oh, there's a close-up of my hand. Just getting set up here. We're coming to you live with lots to say today about Chinese medicine and good sex. Today we'll be talking particularly about, in this first scope, about acupuncture, acupressure, qigong, things you can do at home to enhance your sex life. And in our next scope, we'll be talking about herbs and essential oils for the same purpose. I'm Kirsten Cowan, LAC, licensed acupuncturist and herbalist, and creator and owner of Angelica and Peony Natural health and skincare products here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And with me, as always, is my colleague, Denise Chicuto.
Hi, I'm just sharing on Twitter, y'all. Be right back.
She's also a licensed acupuncturist and a herbalist with practices in Alameda and in San Francisco. Thanks. Hi, everyone who's joining us. Welcome to TCM Talk. All month long, we've been talking about sex, sexuality, libido, sub-problems, and how to stoke the flames, what traditional Chinese medicine, holistic healing can offer everyone in this regard.
Right. And before we get started, we want to give you the links to where you can find all the references we'll talk about here will be on our pages. Let's see. Links to articles, bit.ly/periscope pins, and links to the video archive will be on bit.ly/TCM TCM Talk vids. That's it. Great.
Yes.
And you can always email us at traditionalchinesemedicinetalk@gmail.com if you have any questions.
Yeah, we love to answer questions from our viewers, either ones that come live on Periscope or ones that have been emailed to us or tweeted or direct messaged to us on social media. So, so Denise, you're going to talk a little bit about acupressure and qigong practices that people can do to enhance their sex lives.
Yes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some acupressure points that you can use that are good to use on a daily basis. You can do them for self-care, or you can do them with a partner, either before or during sex. I'm probably not going to show you the location so much as just tell you that there are going to be pictures and links on our Pinterest board. You can go there and check it out. Or my website or Kirsten's website will also have links, and mine is chicutoacupuncture.com, CICUTO acupuncture.com, and Kirsten's is
AngelicaandPeony.com.
Right. So let's get started. The first thing to talk about is something that Kirsten and I feel really strongly about, is that everything we talk about today and in our articles about sex is radically inclusive, sex positive, and body positive. So
that's two thumbs up.
Yes. So be prepared for open and honest talk about sex, and healthy sex is part of a good life in traditional Chinese medicine. It's one of the branches of traditional Chinese medicine, health-wise, and we'll talk a little bit about that when we get to the qigong practices later. And so let's start with some acupressure points. And so you can use these acupressure points. Like I said, you can use them by yourself daily. You can press on the acupuncture points for 30 to 60 seconds on a daily basis. Or you can explore them with a partner. If you want to use them during sex, you can use the points that are not in the general area. You can use with an oil, and Kirsten will talk about some oils later on today. And if you're going to use the acupressure points in the genital area, you can use lubricants or sex toys or your tongue or any other body part you want to use. So let's start with Ren 1. Ren 1 is in the taint. Let's just say it right there.
I believe that's the technical term.
Yes. It's midway between the back of the labia and the anus in women, and between the scrotum and the anus in men. And this point is a really good calming point. And let's see what the other notes say about that. Do you have anything to say about Ren 1 while I'm looking through my notes? Oh, yes. There it goes. It eases genital pain and helps with impotence and seminal emission.
Yeah, you're probably you're definitely getting lots of exciting sexual stimulation to the prostate or the G spot, that whole area by doing perineal massage. I believe
Yes.
it's called. Also recommended, I think, for childbirth preparation is massage in that area.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes, perineum is the more technical
Sorry.
term than the taint.
You want to be multisyllabic.
Yes. And Ren 2 is on the lower abdomen, right around the pubic bone area. So it may be for some people, if you have pubic hair, it's right below the pubic hair line. If you don't, you just have to find where the bone is. It's on the midline. And so best point is good for genital dryness, as well as easing pain and impotence and low libido. So this point treats is a good one if you want to increase your libido. And that's a point you can use with massage with oils, like I was saying before. Ren 6, no, this is probably the funnest point to talk about. Ren 6 is located on the midline again. It's 2 fingers below the belly button. And that point is a good point to help you achieve orgasm. It relaxes the flow of energy in the lower abdomen and will help you have better orgasms. So there's a whole article we've pinned on our Pinterest board that's dedicated to this particular point that somebody has written. And also I linked the person who they cited in that article is from the Acupressure Institute, and he has a whole series of articles about acupressure, massage, not necessarily specific points, but general body areas for different conditions. So check that out.
Excellent.
Even though that site has very heterocentric articles and pictures, something that Kirsten and I have found a lot of is just basically when people write articles about sex, they always have a male and a female, and they're usually white. And we just want to encourage you to know that any of these points can be used for anybody. It doesn't matter what your gender or sexual orientation is. Everybody has these acupressure points. Like I said, with the Ren 1 point, you find the location slightly differently with somebody who has male anatomy or somebody who has female anatomy, but we have the point regardless of our gender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for that. No, I think that's fantastic, and these will be. I think one of the things to know about acupressure points is that folks can really find them with their fingers, and especially if you're enjoying some acupressure massage with a partner, when you massage in a general area, and you can see on Denise's website in her article about this, you can see actual diagrams of where the points are located and where to find them anatomically. But when you're massaging in an area, you're going to hit those right points, and you'll be able to find, with your fingers, if you're using them or whatever you're using, you'll find those sensitive spots. You'll find those spots that feel good. You'll find those, those spots that feel energetically alive. And that can be, also great for developing your connection with your partner is noticing the energy of their body, noticing the tender spots. It's all part of, I think the benefit of doing this type of practice with a partner.
And some of these points, the indications of the points might not sound super sexy, but if you're open and honest about your what's going on with your partner, that's good communication leads to good sex.
Yes. And regardless of the medical indications of the points, it's going to feel good to have the massage.
It's true. The next 3 points are starting at the foot and then the inner leg and inner ankle. So liver 3 is between the first and second toes in the webbing. I'll show you sort of on my hand. You can see like in the webbing of your hand, like back here, you just go
Do you want me to
back
get your
to the
lady?
area. Yes, you can go get our acupuncture lady. Thank you, Kirsten.
We have a willing model. Let me go get her.
And so liver 3 in the webbing is good. It's a great point for sexual frustration, any frustration of any kind, depression, and genital pain. And so we have Acu-Lady right here. And between the first and second toes, right about there. Just slide your finger back until you feel It's right in front of where the bones meet in the webbing. And so when we talk about massaging this area and then the next 2 points, you can sort of massage the whole area and then work your way up the inner ankle. And so spleen 6 is the next point to talk about. That's as far as going from the foot up. And spleen 6 is the first point I have to do to say it's contraindicated in women who are pregnant, except at the end of your pregnancy on the advice of your acupuncturist, but not before, because it can stimulate labor. So spleen 6 is located 4 fingers up from the inner ankle bone. Again, here, inner ankle bone. And right behind the bone there, you'll feel for a tender spot. Obviously not to scale here with my fingers in this model, and you'll feel for a tender spot there. And when spleen 6 is tender, it's usually pretty noticeable on people. So spleen 6 has so many good things it's good for. In general, it's good for fatigue and heavy limbs and abdominal distension, but when it comes to sex, it's good for helping ease painful periods, painful intercourse in women, pain in the external genitals in men and women. In women, it's called vulvodynia, and you can read more about vulvodynia in an article from our friend Jennifer Dubowski.
Yeah, she has I think it's a couple of different articles about traditional Chinese medicine, what it can do to help people suffering from vulvodynia, which is a very common, actually much more common I think than folks realize, and obviously can definitely interfere with a satisfying sex life.
Absolutely. So check out, she is TCM007 here on Periscope and Twitter. She's great and has lots of great articles and content for you to follow. So spleen 6 is also good to help with seminal emission, sexual hyperactivity, and impotence. So that's a really useful point to know. So 4 fingers up from the inside of the ankle is spleen 6. Now, going back to the liver channel, the liver 5 is above spleen 6. It's about 5 sun above the ankle. Now that's acupuncture speak for basically the 4 fingers I talked about, and then maybe 2 fingers more up along the inner leg. And again, you'll look for a sensitive spot there. That's a good point for swelling and pain of the genitals. Plum pit chi, which is the sort of feeling of something stuck in your throat, but there's nothing really stuck in your throat, which can be due to worry or fear or fright. And this point also, in fact, treats fear, fright. So if you want to help ease those feelings in your partner, that's a really good point to know. Liver 5. So we will have a little cheat sheet. There's a cheat sheet available in my article, but here goes. The orgasm point is Ren 6, the one that's right below the belly button, 2 fingers below the belly button. Calming point is Ren 1, but Ren 1 is the one that's between the scrotum and the anus in men, and between the back of the labia and the anus in women. And it's a calming point, and also I would say that all these points can be calming if you do them in a loving way with your partner. Points for depression and frustration. Whoops, that's you. Include liver 3 and liver 5, which are between the first and 2 toes. Then the points that are a hand's breadth and 2 fingers more up the inner leg. That's liver 5. So massaging the foot and the lower leg are good for depression and frustration and fear and worry. Genital pain, Ren 2, which is on the abdomen at the height of the pubic bone in the midline. That's a good point for helping with genital dryness. Impotence and seminal emission, the points on the lower leg, and also the point I just mentioned that's at the level of the pubic bone, and the one that's between in the genital area. Those points will help with impotence and seminal emission. Point for low libido is the one that's at the level of the pubic bone. Pain during sex, the points on the lower leg. It's all the points, pretty much all the points I've discussed today. Painful periods, the point that's 2 fingers below the belly button, and spleen 6 on the lower leg, except in pregnant women. Remember that, folks. So the one other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to get the picture to show this beautiful picture of ovarian kung fu. Give me 1 second, and I'll turn it over to Kirsten while I'm looking at this, and you can tell them what's coming up in the next scope.
All right. In just a couple minutes after this, just a minute or two, we'll be back with our second scope of the day, and we're going to be talking about herbs and essential oils that can help stoke your libido and help you have a more satisfying sex life, with an emphasis on do-it-yourself stuff that you can make at home, that's fairly easily accessible, and that has sort of general application for anyone who wants to experience a happy, healthy, satisfying sex life.
Yes, great. All right, so I found the beautiful picture. Let's see if you guys can see it.
And we have a link to this on our Periscope board as well, so you can see it a little bit more up close.
Yeah. I don't expect you to read everything from there right now. So this is a diagram. It's actually in my acupuncture office as well. The person who runs my office in San Francisco has these framed because they're so pretty to look at. There's an ovarian kung fu and a seminal kung fu one. So what's with this sexual kung fu? So basically, by practicing sexual kung fu in the universal Tao system, which is a system of acupuncture and kung fu training, if you do this training, it helps to increase and transform sexual energy. And while a man may lose energy during ejaculation, a woman has her main loss of energy during menstruation. So by using sexual kung fu, you'll have an increased awareness of your body, and you'll be able to offset any losses of energy. And you can look up, we have links to on the Pinterest board for Mantak Chia, who is where this idea came from, and he has the ovarian kung fu and the seminal kung fu posters on his website. He also has a book called Healing Love Through the Tao, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy, and it's not just by him, I should say, it's also by his wife. So the book is by Mantak and Maniwan Chia. And little thing from the poster, from the ovarian kung fu poster, which is hard to read, to show you guys, is it says, when chi is being transformed into a semen or a mature egg, it has the greatest amount of energy. By transforming sexual energy before it becomes a mature egg in women, shorter menstruation will happen, and you lose less energy and produce less pain and have other side effects. So, learning this kung fu will help you not just have great sex, it'll help you have less painful periods. What
Special
a great thing.
bonus. So are these breathing exercises or visualization, or what type of practices
All of the above.
they? Okay. Gotcha.
I have never done this myself, but a lot of it is breathing and if you've ever heard of the microcosmic orbit, which is sort of a internal qigong, that's what a lot of this is, internal qigong, to do with breathing and visualization. And so yeah, check that out, sexual kung fu. I love the idea. I should check it out myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go in a few minutes, and we'll be back in just a few more minutes here with Kirsten talking about herbs and essential oils. And anything else?
I don't think so. If you're watching this on the replay, you can catch archives of all our broadcasts.
Thank you for the hearts.
bit.ly/TCM Talk Vids, and links to our, there we go, links to our, everything that we talk about can be found on our Pinterest board, bit.ly/Periscope pins. We'll be back in just a minute with our second scope of the day, herbs and essential oils for good sex. See you soon.
Bye.